have blocked out about an hour of a day where I can't wake up and just start working, and that's my bad habit. Good morning, this is Kelly with F the Joneses, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my morning routine, what I try to do every day. Honestly, there's always one day a week I just kind of think. I've just started within the last year and really sets me up for success about my finances, about my work productivity, and really about my mental stability. So here you go, my morning routine. So as soon as I wake up, the first thing I do is I still boil water, I don't put it in the microwave, and I use a French press. So it sounds strange, but coffee for me and drinking Bulletproof Coffee is my make or break for my days. It leaves me full until noon, and it really is connected with me. The taste now is a trigger for productivity. I also realized I'm being really gutsy, wearing a crop top while I'm filming this. I guess filming is more important for me than looking okay and wearing makeup, because I'm not doing that either. I literally just woke up to show you my morning. I tend to soak my beans in my French roast for at least 10 minutes. A lot of people say like 6 or 8, but I do 10. Sometimes even 12 when I get real lazy. So this is a monk morning, and I kind of go, if I feel like I need to listen to a podcast, typically Choose FI. I also listen to Emotional Badasses in the mornings. These are specifically morning podcasts. Choose FI, it's a financial independence podcast. The Emotional Badasses, that's where Moxie meets mindful. I have no idea what that means, but it's a mindfulness for intuitive people. But my favorite podcast that I listen to in the morning when I'm feeling a little bit off is Brendon Burchard or High Performance Habits. Or like a month solid, I listened to it was actually a YouTube video by Brendon Burchard. I listened to the same YouTube video for a month solid about productivity and prioritizing, because it was something I needed to work on. So literally every morning, that's what I listen to. So I start my coffee, decide if I need to listen to a podcast or not, like where is my head? If I wake up kind of balanced, I try to just keep technology out of it. And then I get out these wonderful things. These I both bought from Target. I used to have the Best Self Journal, and I used it and I really liked it, but what I'm doing is utilizing some of those principles of the Best Self Journal in my daily journaling. And I call this a journal, you'll notice. And also, everything's gonna be backwards that I show you. Long story short, my iPhone's broken. There'll be another video on how I fix my iPhone, DIY it. There you go. So if you can read backwards, there it is. Anyway, I did buy colored pens. I know it sounds stupid. I do have a budget line for Joy that I just added a couple months ago. It's $60 a month to spend on things like stationery, candles, and flowers. For me, I hate that I feel guilty buying things that I think bring me daily joy and make me want to be home more and want to not go out and spend money. So it's easier to spend $60 on those things that make me want to stay here in the morning than to be like, oh, I hate my life, so I'm going to go to Panera to do work in the morning and get a Keto Coffee, and then I'm going to get a lunch, and on the way home, then I have my headphones, I'm going to go buy new headphones, and then I'm going to go to CVS and pick up 40 other things I didn't need. In my journal that I literally sit down and write every day, I journal once a day. A lot of people recommend 2 or 3 times a day. I do it once a day. I write down at least once a week, and when I feel off track, I'll write it on the day. What my goals are. My goals are to lose 15 pounds by October 15th. Honestly, those are the 15 pounds I've gained in the last year-ish, so it should be reasonable. Because it's weight I gained, I'm just taking it back off. I'm already down 4 pounds in 2 weeks. Take a break, go get the water, and we're gonna switch to the Keto Coffee and then come back to the journal. I used to be a Starbucks snob, like love Starbucks, hate all other things. I just started getting, again backwards, but this is from Aldi. It's less, I think it's like $3.95 or something for 12 ounces. It's the Peru Organic Fair Trade Certified Whole Bean. I started doing this, especially with Bulletproof Coffee. There's so many flavors that I don't have to be a Starbucks snob because there's so many flavors that make it delicious. Anyway, I bought this and I love it. I've been using it and it's about half the price of Starbucks. So. It's probably the worst angle. Oh well, it's real me. I also splash some cinnamon in when I am soaking my beans at that stage. Some other people do it during the mixing, blending stage, but I do it now. This is probably, I think a full French press is like 4 to 6, considered 4 to 6 servings. This is my morning serving. I use about 3/4 of it to make my Bulletproof Coffee, and then the rest I just use to top off my coffee. I do reheat my coffee like every 45 minutes in the mornings. But coffee's my comfort food, so I forgive myself. Anyway, okay, so here are all the ingredients for my Bulletproof Coffee. People do switch things up. I know I used to always use coconut oil. For me, I just don't like the flavor that much of coconut oil in my coffee. Maybe I'll get back to it. I have Crohn's disease, and for me, Bulletproof Coffee was life-changing. Other than when I went to the ER, they told me I was dying, which wasn't a Crohn's issue, it ended up. But I've had real Crohn's issues since I started doing keto off and on about 2 years ago. I'm not saying that keto is the solver of all things, but I do think you're increasing your fat intake does help with digestion. So for me, I'd always been a very kind of healthy eater, and that really maybe wasn't the best. And now I can eat like big salads and things that I thought I could never eat before. I still eat tons of raw vegetables and I don't eat citrus fruit, but other than that, Bulletproof Coffee's been a life changer. Okay, so I just put in a little bit of heavy whipping cream, again backwards. Just put in a little bit of heavy whipping cream. I like my keto coffee. I like my coffee almost black, but which is like a teeny tiny splash. I don't like it to taste like milk. I also usually put in about a tablespoon of butter. I bought this butter from Aldi, and it doesn't have measuring. I like the ones with the lines where you can measure. I do a little bit of vanilla. And every time I leave vanilla out, I think, why does my coffee taste not as delicious as it always does? And it's because I forgot the vanilla. And then a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, just, I read that cuts the sweetness of the stevia. I'm not sure if it does, but it says it does. And then I typically put a spoonful of stevia. I'm gonna put 2 packets of this Aldi brand of stevia and see how it goes. It might be too sweet, we'll see. And then I do a half a scoop of creatine. So today I'm going to, because it's the weekend and I feel like hanging out, I'm going to put some pumpkin pie spice in. So in my journal that I try to do daily, even on weekends, I track my self-employed hours hourly, even though I don't really bill many people hourly. I still track it and use Toggle to track it on my computer side. I also write it down daily, and this has helped me so much. At the beginning of the week, I set, this is how many, at the beginning of the month, I set, this is how many hours I want to bill for each client. And then each week I set, this is how many hours I want to bill this week for this client. And then I set, these are the total number of hours I want to bill in total for client work this week. And I really try to look at, again, designing a life I choose. So on weeks when I'm traveling, on weeks when I have lots of meetings, I don't say, I want to bill 35 hours of client work. That's really working like a 50 to 60 hour week. Each morning I would write how many accumulated hours I'd had, so I could track how close am I to my goal. And then in my head I'm like, okay, I have, I don't do weekdays, weekend billable. I just try to take a day and a half off each week, at least, but I don't really do it weekday, weekend. So a lot of times on Sundays I'm working most of the Sunday. Because I like to work and I get excited about Monday, so I want to prep for Monday by working on Sunday. Also my orange pen, each morning, I either copied down what my monthly goals were, or quarterly goals were, or again on that day, or I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for. I'm bad about gratitude. I was once told I was deficit-based in my thinking. That was a decent amount of constructive criticism. I always focus on being ever better, but I also always see how things are wrong and can be improved. And in my track towards financial independence, I really tried and being a better human being, I've really tried to focus on what am I grateful for, and then communicating that with the people that I'm grateful for. Wednesday, in my orange pen, I recopied my quarterly goals, and then I wrote with plus signs, I guess I switched back and forth what symbol I'm bulleting for my 3 things. At the Fort Wayne Atrium, which is a co-working space, my free flight that I just got to FinCon, and then one of my new clients, I won't say who it is, but he's been wonderful to work with, and it's exciting to see his team has a lot of excitement. In my orange pen, I'm trying to do $125 a week in August to get my food budget back on track. If you're in the FI community, you think that's so high, and if you have a lifestyle like I do where you are single, independent, social, and travel a lot, $125 a week is so low. I had a couple months where it was like $1,000 a month. So anyway, I'm trying to do, and hopefully sticking to for the rest of 2019, $125 a week. So far I'm doing okay. But I literally write down, and it's funny, you'll see how many different places I write down. So here's my food envelope, and I do my envelopes in the morning too and kind of update it. I write my total on my envelope and subtract it. I also each day, and that's for the week. Then I also each day am subtracting from the beginning and carrying it to the next day in my purple pen on the right side so I can see how much money I have left. So when I'm writing it twice, especially in the mornings, I'm very aware throughout the day, this is where I'm at. This is what I can or can't do. And it's much easier to keep goals when you're tracking them daily. But I did put little boxes at the top that say 30 minutes of exercise, and I will do that 6 times a week. So I have little boxes that I fill in. Alcohol-free. And I have been alcohol-free all week. I am for the month of August, just to kind of get my finances back on track, my health back on track. And I was just, summer, it kills you. Like, everything is alcohol-related in the summer. So I'm just like, August, I don't care if there's crap happening, I'm going alcohol-free. And then any wins I have, like on Friday, I had minus 3.9 pounds, which is where I'm at since 2 weeks ago. So I wrote that in a little star and put little sunburst next to it. I also do write I try not to do more than 4. I really should keep to 3. The 3 things I want to achieve today. And it's sad for me how many days I set myself up for failure. I know a lot of people say just write the one thing that your day is about. That's my journal. I also update in the mornings during my monk morning time while my coffee is roasting. Update all of my envelopes. I keep sinking funds that are funds that are for depreciating assets, envelopes. I'm not going to tell you where because you'll break into my house and find them, but I keep my sinking fund envelopes and try to get them out once a week. I'm only paying into them once a month, but try to get them out once a week while I get out everything. But in general, my joy line, my food line, my forgive yourself money, and then if I spend anything on my monthly expenses like personal care, Aria, my dog, she's cute, you should see her, or Aria, I do try to update those at that time. So that's my morning routine, and it's all about being intentional, planning, starting my day in a positive mindset, and taking time and space to track. And that leads to success. Set goals, track them, succeed. In my Keto Coffee, or my Bulletproof Coffee. I'm gonna sit here. I sit here every morning, go through my morning routine. It takes like 30-ish minutes. And then I'm gonna take my SodaStream water and my Bulletproof Coffee upstairs and check out my Asana and get to work. My Asana project management and get to work. Again, this is Kelly with F the Joneses. I'm wishing you a happy, mindful, productive, and hopefully financially sound and frugal week ahead. If you're curious about more of my content, you can check me out on Instagram at F the Joneses, Pinterest at F the Joneses, here on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe below. I currently have 0 subscribers because I just launched yesterday. Or check out my website, www.fthejoneses.com, to keep up to date about my financial independence journey and how I'm life hacking to financial independence and early retirement in heels or yoga clothes.